What's up, sports bettors? Big day of baseball, and we are going to be going through the best parlay. So I'm going to be sharing my best parlay. We're going to discuss how to bet on parlays, parlay betting strategy. So kind of a common misconception about parlays that I really hate is that parlays can never be profitable. And that's just completely not true. The thing is, for the average bettor, if you're parlaying together unprofitable bets, then your parlay is not going to be profitable. But if you're able to find a variety of sharp bets, you can parlay them together and your parlay can still have an edge. Your parlay can still be positive EV or mathematically profitable, which is what we're going to discuss in this video. So I have a few bets from the OddsJam, positive expected value page. It's one of the many betting tools on OddsJam. Arbitrage, risk-free money, free bet converter to turn your free bets into cash, low holds, middles, tons of different betting tools. Everything's based on real-time data. And the first pick I'm going to go into is Chad Kuhl under 3.5 strikeouts. So this is going to be the first pick in my parlay at plus 132 odds on FanDuel. So again, as a data-driven sports bettor, we're always looking for edges, right? We can see this bet has a profit margin of 5.65%, and if we scroll along the bottom, you look for the bet in bold with a circle around it, Chad Kuhl under 3.5 strikeouts, plus 135. So if we click into the odds, right, this is exactly what we're looking for as a sports bettor. This is a true pricing discrepancy, right? No other sportsbook is even giving us plus money, or other sportsbooks are giving us plus money, but Caesars isn't even giving us plus money, and we're getting plus 132 on FanDuel, right? So most sportsbooks are pricing this around plus 105. We can pick it up plus 132 on FanDuel. So this is a great bet to include into your parlay, right? This is a true pricing discrepancy. As a data-driven sports bettor, this is exactly what we're looking for, and it's only possible because sportsbooks set their lines independently, right? Pinnacle has different lines than DraftKings, has different lines than Caesars and FanDuel. So OddsJam is kind of constantly scanning the market to try to find you these line discrepancies where you're getting a lot of value as a sports bettor, and then this profit margin is quantified mathematically. So Chad Kuhl under 3.5 strikeouts, 5.65% profit margin. So this is going to be the first leg in my parlay. And what we need to know next is what is the win probability for this bet? So what we're going to do is we're going to use the OddsJam perfect line, right? Real-time odds from Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook, to essentially use their betting market to figure out what is the true win probability for our bet, right? So the way that sportsbooks work is they have some model, they're taking all these bets, and they have an approximate fair value or true odds that they believe, is the true price for a bet. So for Chad Kuhl over 3.5 strikeouts, considering Pinnacle and other sportsbooks, right, everything is in line except for FanDuel. Considering every sportsbook is pricing this at like minus 140 and the under at plus 105, kind of the whole betting market, their odds are implying that Chad Kuhl over 3.5 strikeouts has a true price of minus 119.5, right? And the under has a true price of plus 119.5, right? So that's kind of the fair line once you remove the juice. That's the true odds. And then sportsbooks simply, they add vig to their markets because that's how sportsbooks make money. They have some true price, some true odds for an over and an under, and then they vig their markets, right? So Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest bookmaker, as well as DraftKings, which has the exact same odds, they kind of think that Chad Kuhl over under, the fair lines are minus 120 on the over, plus 120 on the under. And then they're just adding vig, juice, spread to their market, whatever you want to call it, which is how bookmakers make money. So we're just putting in the bookmakers' odds to essentially reverse engineer what is their true price and what is the true win probability for this bet based on the sportsbook's market. Right? Sports betting odds kind of encompass everything, all information available in the sports betting market. So what we're doing is we're taking these odds and kind of reverse engineering it to get the true win probability for a bet. And the sports books are doing the opposite, right? They have some model that spits out a true win probability for a bet, and kind of as they take bets, just like the stock market, due to supply and demand, they're constantly shifting around, win probabilities and odds. So we can essentially use this real-time market data to back out the true win probability for this bet, which is 54.46%. So that's going to be, or 45.54%, right? Because we're taking the under. So again, right, the true odds are plus 119. We're getting plus 132 on FanDuel, so we're getting value to the true line from the sharpest bookmaker, Pinnacle Sportsbook, which is why this is a great bet, right? This is a great leg to include in your parlay. 5.65% profit margin. And again, that profit margin just comes from, you take the win probability based on the real-time betting market data from Pinnacle Sportsbook. You take the win probability from them, and then you throw that into a zero vig odds or an EV calculator once you have the win probability. And this calculator will tell you the profit margin of your bet. So for an $100 bet, if you're betting at plus 132 odds and you're winning that bet at a rate of 45.54%, which again, we just backed out of real-time betting data, real-time odds from Pinnacle, that's how we're backing out this win probability. Our bet has 565 in profit margin, which is exactly what you see on the OddsJam Positive EV page. So that's the first bet I have in my parlay. Next, I have Twins Orioles under 3.5 first half total runs. So again, pretty big pricing discrepancy, right? We are getting a ton of improvement to Pinnacle Sportsbook, which is all the way down at plus 138. Right, so we're getting 26 cents of improvement from the sharpest bookmaker. So this is an incredible bet. You can see on OddsJam, you can kind of filter bets by date, percent, whatever you want to filter by. I typically filter by percent, so I can see the highest profit margin bets. So the market here, if we go back to the no vig fair odds calculator, is plus 138 on the under 3.5 first half total, plus 138 on Pinnacle, minus 159 on the over. So if we throw that into a zero vig odds calculator, we can see the true odds are plus 146 once we remove the juice, right? That's the fair odds, the true line, whatever you want to call it, once you remove the juice from the betting market on the sharpest sportsbook. We're getting plus 164 on FanDuel, so tons of improvement, and this bet has a win probability of 40.63%. So that's the second bet we have. Then the final bet we have is Tigers Royals, yes run first inning, right here at plus 122. So another big line discrepancy, right? Pinnacle all the way down at plus 104. We're getting a ton of improvement, 18 cents of improvement. Very tight market width kind of on at least the last two plays. The first one had a bit higher market width at 35 cents, but these two around 20 cents. So again, when sportsbooks are very confident in their market, right, they bake in less juice. They bake in less vig. So ideally, you want to focus on plays with very tight market width. Like this under 9 total runs in Reds Braves looks pretty incredible. 14 cents in market width, so not much market width at all. Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker, has already ripped all the way down to, minus 126, and we could get this minus 110 on WinBet. Every other sportsbook pricing it around minus 120 to minus 125. So anyways, the final bet we had, plus 104, minus 122. So the yes run first inning was plus 104. The no run first inning was minus 122. So we remove the vig, remove the juice. The true odds are plus 112. We're getting plus 122. So 10 cents of improvement from the true odds. And this bet is winning 47.15% of the time. So you can see my bet here on the screen. Very high profit margin. We're staking $100 at 12.59 odds, so 100 to win, $1,259 in profit. We know the win probabilities for each of our bets, right? All of these bets are uncorrelated. It's 3 separate games, right? So once you know the win probability based on real-time betting data from Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker, you can figure out the true win probability for your parlay. Right? You just take all of these percentages, you multiply them together, right? All these bets are uncorrelated. They're all slight underdogs. So we take the win probabilities for each of these picks, we multiply them together, which you can see right here, and you get the win probability for your parlay. So we're staking $100 to win $12.59, and according to real-time betting data, real-time market data from the sharpest sportsbook in their zero vig odds, right? This is the most important calculator on OddsJam. You should read this a few times if you don't understand how to use it. we're winning this parlay 8.72% of the time, right? So 8.7% of the time, we're going to be winning $12.59 in profit. The other 91.3% of the time, we're going to be losing our stake of $100. So we can back out the EV, right? We can back out the expected value of our parlay, right? 91.3% of the time, we're losing $100. 8.7% of the time, we're winning $1,259. So $19 in profit margin on our $100 stake. So this parlay has 18.56% edge or EV, right? And again, you just kind of see these profit margins compound. Parlays can actually be very profitable when you're able to find profitable bets to include in your parlay, right? This edge, these profit margins under this percent column, they compound as a sports bettor. So you want to place ideally, as many parlays as you can on a daily basis with positive EV bets, right? Bets where you're getting true pricing discrepancies, such as this Chad Kuhl under 3.5 strikeouts that we went through. That's a great bet to include in a parlay. You're getting tons of value, to other bookmakers in the current betting market, and it's a pricing discrepancy on FanDuel, right? And out of the millions of odds on sportsbooks, there aren't a ton of pricing discrepancies. Like you can see this page only has probably 30 or something like that. And a lot of these are lower profit margin, but, out of the whole betting market, there's usually a few that you can find to throw together in a parlay. And then you can kind of, run through the profit margin of your parlay if you care enough, if you like the math aspect of sports betting. So regardless, I hope you found this video helpful. Any questions you have, you can comment down below. You can book a call with us. We have a ton of data analysts, sports betting experts here to take a call with you, help answer any questions you have about sports betting strategies. Our only job, really is to help you make more money sports betting. So don't hesitate to reach out. We're here to help. Thanks so much.